Most people think they need to become better prompt engineers to get great results from AI. They spend time trying to write the perfect prompt, choosing exactly the right words, and then worrying about whether they phrase something correctly. But that's usually not the real problem. The biggest bottleneck isn't the AI, it's getting your thinking into the prompt in the first place. Once you remove that barrier, AI becomes dramatically more useful. That's why one of the easiest ways to become more productive with AI is to stop typing so much and start talking. Think about how you explain something to another person. If a colleague walked into your office and asked what you needed, you probably wouldn't hand them a perfectly written paragraph. You'd simply explain the situation. You'd describe the problem, add background, mention constraints, and clarify what success looks like. That's exactly how AI works best, too. AI doesn't expect perfect writing, it needs useful context. The more context you provide, the better it can help. And speaking turns out to be a much faster way to provide that context. Researchers from Stanford compared speech recognition with typing on a smartphone and found that speech averaged about 153 words per minute, while keyboard typing averaged about 52 words per minute under laboratory conditions. That's nearly 3 times faster. They also found that speech required fewer corrected errors during entry, although the finished text sometimes contains slightly more uncorrected mistakes. The exact numbers will vary in everyday life, but the takeaway is simple. Speaking lets you get your ideas out much faster than typing ever could. That matters because when people type, they often become editors before they've even finished thinking. They stop, they rewrite, they delete, they try to sound smart, and in the process, they strip away the very information AI needs. Imagine someone typing, create a lesson on fractions. They'd probably get a decent response from AI. Now imagine a prompt like this that is spoken into the chat area. I need a fifth grade lesson for students who already understand basic fractions, but they're struggling with comparing unlike denominators. I'd like something hands on, about 35 minutes long, with a quick exit ticket at the end. The second version includes the audience, the learning challenge, the instructional approach, the lesson length, and the assessment. None of that required prompt engineering. It simply required explaining the situation naturally. This is why I encourage people to think of AI less like a search engine and more like a capable assistant sitting across the table. If you had a talented assistant working beside you, you wouldn't hand them a 5 word request and hope they guess correctly. You'd explain what you're trying to accomplish, you'd provide context, you'd describe the constraints, then you'd let them organize the information and help solve the problem. That's exactly what AI is good at. So here's a challenge. The next time you open ChatGPT, don't type your prompt. Tap the microphone instead. Explain what you're trying to accomplish exactly as you would to a trusted coworker. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about structure. Don't even worry if your thoughts come out a little messy. Let the AI clean it up. You'll probably discover 2 things. First, you'll get your ideas into the system much faster. And second, because you naturally provide more context when you speak, you'll often get better results without learning any advanced prompting techniques. Sometimes the biggest productivity improvement isn't finding a new AI feature, it's changing how you communicate with the one you already have.